My name is Marc Boychuk, he, him, and I'm from Peace River, Alberta, Canada. About 5 years ago, I started looking into the core issues around homelessness in my community once I discovered we actually had people sleeping outside on the streets. And through my training and background through corporate industry and management training, I wanted to look at what systems were failing and where we were going wrong, that people were actually sleeping out on the streets in extreme cold temperatures. And at this time, with no mental health or addictions background or along that line, I just assumed that it was addictions. We just had to solve problems with addictions. And so once I started looking into it a little deeper, I went into the prison here and I talked to prisoners dealing with addictions. I spent 2 nights out on the street in the middle of January with people who were trying to stay alive in a post office through the night. And then it through data collection, through a homelessness estimation that I did through the Rural Developments Network, I discovered that it wasn't addictions, it was mental health that was the key issue driving homelessness in my community. And that just brought me to a whole new level of awareness of what's really going on. So I started going into the hospitals. I got assigned to health boards and groups like that and other boards that deal around mental health, and really took a deep look and said, okay, we've got some issues here. And then so I started working with the people that could maybe solve the issues. And I was doing this all as my own, just advocating and trying to share data and collaborate with other groups. And I wasn't really getting too far with that. And so what I just done recently here is through the help of some other town council members, we got the idea to form a regional task force team in our community. So I presented to 6 different local municipalities and councils, and I asked them for 1 council member each to help me advocate. So we now have a team of 7 with the RCMP staff sergeant here in Peace River, strictly advocating and finding out what we need to do and to help our community resolve the mental health and addictions issues that we have in Peace River. So it's kind of exciting how, it's everybody experiences somebody or a loved one that's dealing with a mental health issue. So it's really touches home to a lot of people. And being a small northern rural community, we really struggle with access to services. And we're seeing how that's starting to impact everybody in our community because of these lack of services, right? One way or another, it's impacting every soul in our community. There's a lot of people suffering out there with nobody to help them. And now that I've seen it, it's just too hard to turn my back. I can't turn my back on all the people just struggling alone and with no supports either. Often when I see what's turned somebody's life around, it's some complete stranger out of the blue somewhere that's taken the heart to these people and been a support for them when they haven't had one. And so if we can start to educate our business community and our volunteer community, and we've come a long ways in our community from the way we've changed our attitude, but it's taken a lot of work, and it takes a lot of time. We've got to constantly be aware of what's going on in your community and adapting to that and putting out the biggest fires. Support the organizations that are in your community because they're already established. They've already got the people there. There's so many different experts in a community. And, if we could tap into them and know where they are, and that's the nice thing is once you start making a lot of noise, then people notice, and then you get more people on board and you get the right people on board, and then you're going to really, really see change happen in a good way. We all have to work together, right from community members, church members, municipal leaders, provincial leaders, federal. Everybody's got to get their hand in here to solve this problem. The more people we get on board, the stronger we are. It's not about who can do the most, it's what we can do together that's the best.